As the state moves to clear homeless camps in downtown New Orleans, there's a legal battle brewing between the city's lead provider of services to the unhoused and the state's legislative auditor.
Well, Unity is trying to block a subpoena for documents. Paul Murphy reports at issue is whether the state is entitled to personal information about Unity's clients.
The Louisiana Legislative Auditor is now conducting a performance audit of Unity of Greater New Orleans and its sister organizations across the state. Auditors want to know how the agency is using federal dollars to help the local unhoused community. Unity Executive Director Martha Cagle says the money provides permanent housing and services to at least 3,500 people at any given time.
The national average for keeping people housed who were formerly homeless is 90% success rate. Ours is 95% success rate. And HUD has verified that, and that is, we're proud of our performance.
LLA attorney Jennifer Shea confirms auditors have already visited Unity homeless centers and reviewed its contracts with the city of New Orleans and other public entities. But she says so far, the agency has not complied with a legislative subpoena seeking specific information about Unity's clients.
The records that show, it's a database, it's an electronic database that shows when the homeless person entered the system, who they are, what they qualified for, and what happened to them in the system.
Unity filed suit claiming state auditors are not entitled to clients' personal information.
Their names, their social security numbers, whether they have HIV, whether they have mental illness, whether they have physical illnesses, whether they're members of the LGBTQ plus community.
There is an exception in the HUD law that allows the auditor of any state and the United States to review personal identifiable information.
The issue is now expected to be decided by a Baton Rouge judge.
I find it really upsetting that we were subpoenaed to turn over information like that, but I'm relieved that it's in the hands of a judge to make that decision.
If they didn't spend the money properly, if that's what the data shows, then we say, how was it spent? Who benefited from this money? Because we know the money went to them.
A hearing on Unity's lawsuit is now set for November 18th. Paul Murphy, WWL, Louisiana.
And according to Unity, an independent CPA conducts an in-depth, comprehensive federal audit of the agency's finances every year. That audit is then submitted to the legislative auditor, among other agencies, and that Unity has a long record of clean financial audits.